Shedeur Sanders dominates day 2 for performance. Let's talk about how a 3-4-8 stat line nearly triggered a media pylon. Before 4 comebacks shut it all down. If you only saw the headlines after Shedeur Sanders' first NFL camp outing with the Cleveland Browns, you'd think the kid had thrown his helmet in the trash and walked off the field. The takes were swift, loud, and borderline gleeful. Sanders struggles in Brown's debut. Rookie QB underwhelms. Is he ready for the NFL? If you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. It was like the sports media world had been waiting, hoping for a misstep. But here's the thing. They left out the part where those 8 passes were with guys who might not even make the team. 4-string receivers, inexperienced routes, limited chemistry, no real game speed rhythm. It's like grading a Michelin star chef for cooking with a plastic fork and an unplugged hot plate. You can't evaluate someone's ceiling based on the floor they're standing on. And just when the narrative was starting to congeal, bam, day 2 happens for passes, for completions, this time against legit second-string defenders. Not only did Sanders go perfect, but the way he went perfect told a different story than numbers ever could. Tight windows, sharp anticipation, mechanics that looked smoother than half the QB1S in the league. Suddenly, the media that was so quick to declare failure was silent. Because how do you spin that? Here's where it gets interesting. You can't talk about Shedeur without talking about expectations. He's not just another rookie. He's Deion Sanders' son. He's already a brand. That automatically puts a target on his back. People want to see if he can live up to the name or fall flat under the weight of it. And because he's confident, polished, and God forbid, marketable, there's a certain segment of fans and analysts who want him to fail, or at least struggle. Because if he succeeds, it challenges everything we thought we knew about how rookies are supposed to earn their spot. But let's just be honest here. If any other rookie quarterback had gone for in their second camp session with the mechanics, touch, and command Shedeur showed, they'd be getting breathless ESPN segments and QB to watch graphics. Instead, we get crickets. Or worse, deflections. It's just practice. Or let's not overreact. Funny how that logic only applies after he plays well, right? Compare that to how media treats struggling veterans. Kenny Pickett can throw 3 straight balls into the dirt in warm-ups, and it's just working through timing. Joe Flacco can hit defenders in the chest, and somehow it's a savvy risk that didn't pay off. Meanwhile, Shedeur completes half his passes with 4-stringers, and suddenly we're having existential debates about whether he belongs in the NFL? Make it make sense. The double standard is real, and it's not just about age or experience. It's about narrative. Shedeur represents a new breed of quarterback. Young, composed, brand-conscious, and unapologetically confident. He's not shy about his goals. He's not groveling for approval. And he's certainly not afraid to bet on himself. That rubs some people the wrong way, especially in a league that still clings to ideas of waiting your turn and earning your stripes. But guess what? He is earning them. In the only way that matters, with performance. And if we're talking performance, let's break down what that for actually looked like. These weren't dink and dunks or checkdowns. We're talking legit progressions, sharp timing throws, reads under pressure, and control of the offense. His ball placement on the sideline route, NFL level. The anticipation on the slant against zone coverage, textbook. His footwork in the rollout drill, clean. This wasn't just a lucky day. It was a preview of a quarterback who's ready. And while coaches might be playing it coy in interviews, the momentum inside that building is shifting. Teammates notice. Locker rooms know. There's a different energy when a guy walks in and starts stacking wins, even in small reps. You can feel when a quarterback is ascending, and by all reports from people on ground, that feeling is already building around Shedeur. Here's where it gets political. Depth charts. The great illusion of order in football. As of now, Shedeur sits at QB4 on paper. But let's not kid ourselves. Those rankings are often less about performance and more about draft politics, tenure, and PR optics. Coaches will say everyone earns it, But we've seen too many rookies buried behind journeymen simply because it's easier than answering questions from the media. But that logic only holds for so long. If a guy is clearly outperforming those ahead of him, the pressure becomes real, internally and externally, especially when fans start buzzing, when highlights start circulating, and when local media starts asking why QB4 is outplaying QB2. And right now, Shedeur is building that buzz the right way. Not by talking, not by tweeting, but by showing up, learning fast, and delivering clean reps. That's what wins coaches over. That's what earns respect in a room full of grown men who don't care about your hype. They care if you can win games. And this is where the leadership part kicks in. Because as much as NFL success is about arm talent and film study, it's also about how you carry yourself, how you command a huddle, how you bounce back from a rough series, how you own your mistakes and lead your guys. And by all accounts, Shedeur is doing exactly that. He's not sulking. He's not flustered. He's asking questions, putting in extra work, and building trust with the guys around him. That matters. More than that, it accelerates everything. See, when a quarterback has the intangibles, the presence, the composure, the work ethic, it creates a kind of gravity. Players start to believe. Coaches start to lean in. And even front offices, who love their long-term plans, start to reconsider timelines. That's the position Shedeur is putting himself in. It's not that he's kicking down the door, demanding to start. It's that he's making it harder and harder to justify keeping him off the field. And that's how it always starts. A few good practices, a great preseason series, a spark in the locker room. Suddenly the QB room feels different. Suddenly, QB4 doesn't look like QB4 anymore. And if you're watching closely, you can already feel the inevitable shift. The media might still be catching up, but inside the Browns facility, the rise has already begun. Which brings us to the fans, because their role in this story is crucial. Fans have been burned by hype before, overpromised, underwhelmed, so it makes sense that there's skepticism. But what's happening with Shedeur is different. It's not just sizzle, it's steak. His fan base isn't fueled by blind loyalty, it's fueled by evidence. Tape, practice buzz, authentic leadership moments. People are seeing the real work, and they're rallying around it. Social media clips are circulating. Analysts are walking back their early takes. And the noise is starting to shift from doubt to curiosity. From is he ready to why isn't he getting more reps? That's how it starts. And here's the punchline. Shedeur isn't even close to his ceiling yet. This is just the beginning. He's still adjusting to NFL speed, still mastering the playbook, still getting his timing down. And even now, he's flashing traits that scream starter potential. So what happens when he gets more reps, more chemistry, a little more time in the system? We might be looking at a QB1 in waiting, and not for long. The Browns may have entered camp with a pecking order, but pecking orders don't survive performance. The NFL doesn't care about who went first or who's been here longer. It cares about results. And Shedeur Sanders is already starting to deliver them. If he keeps stacking days, if he keeps showing up with this level of precision and professionalism, it's only a matter of time before the coaches are forced to respond. Because nothing changes a depth chart faster than a quarterback who refuses to blend in. Shedeur isn't trying to fit in. He's building something. Quietly, but undeniably. The critics can cling to outdated narratives all they want, but the tape tells the truth. And if you've been paying attention, you know what it's saying. The rise isn't coming. It's happening. And if you're still doubting, that's fine. Just do yourself a favor and watch day 3. Because something tells us Shedeur is not done shutting people up. Not even close. You can feel in the air now. Something's changing. The buzz isn't manufactured. It's not media hype or off-season filler. It's momentum. The real kind. The kind you can't fake with press conferences or highlight edits. It builds quietly at first, subtle, almost ignorable, but then it starts showing up in reps, in body language, in the way teammates talk, the way coaches linger just a little longer on his throws. That's the moment we're in with Shedeur Sanders. The Browns might not say out loud, not yet, but they know. You don't need a press release to recognize a shift in the quarterback room. You can see it in the sideline interactions, the nods, the confidence in how he carries himself. He doesn't act like a four-string QB. He acts like someone who's already visualized the top spot, rehearsed it, and is now calmly walking toward it. It's in how he handles his mistakes. That rough day one performance could have crushed a lesser rookie, could have shaken his confidence, but it didn't. He took it on the chin, processed it, adjusted, and then came out and threw 4 perfect passes the next day. That's not just physical ability. That's mental resilience. That's what separates the guys who survive camp from the ones who lead teams. And that's the thing that continues to set Shedeur apart. The leadership. Not the loud, chest-thumping kind. The real kind. The kind where veterans start to trust you. Where coaches start to ask your opinion. Where guys line up behind you because they want to. That kind of presence is rare